Resident Evil 4 is a monumental game, and the Japanese guidebook from Capcom and Famitsu is fittingly large. At over 500 pages, I wouldn't call it small time. While never released in English, the Biohazard 4 Kaitai Shinsho Revised Edition is bursting with info. From Leon's psychic abilities to Ashley's powerful strike. I'll translate the secret features, character profiles, monster data, and more. I'm Will from Raccoon City Cinema, and it's time to save the President's daughter.
Leon.
Let's jump into Resident Evil 4 Secrets from the Guidebook. There are 44 secret features in the guide, and with a game as prolific as RE4, I'm sure a lot of these are well known, but there were some new ones to me, so maybe I've got
something that might interest you.
Let's begin with number 44, Leon's catchphrase. If you've only ever played RE4 in English, there's a chance you missed Leon's catchphrase. That's because Biohazard 4 in Japanese has the same English voiceover, but in the subtitles, he finds any chance to use his catchphrase, Nakeruze.
Did you say something?
Basically, it means, I could cry, or I'm in tears. He says it 5 times throughout the game.
Jeez, who are these guys?
Someone must have shot it down, though we can't determine who.
Great. Women. Very cute.
It's even the final line.
Give me your number when I get back.
May I remind you that you're still on duty.
Story of my life.
Considering this is only in the Japanese subtitles, I'm not surprised it never caught on.
Man, why doesn't anyone ever listen to me?
Nakeruze. With a script like RE4's, it got me wondering how some of the most memorable lines appeared in Japanese. So I've got a very special guest to read the translations for you. Someone who needs no introductions, Kai Morgan, also known as Inkribbon.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
Huh. What's going on?
That's it, no joke, just a normal question. If you're curious, the Japanese equivalent of going to bingo would be something like, where's everyone going? Gate ball?
I see that the president's equipped his daughter with ballistics too.
For the president's daughter, you've got huge boobs.
Which is just sexual harassment.
How rude!
I've sent my right hand to dispose of you.
Your right hand comes off?
Your right hand comes off?
And I was surprised to learn this one's the same. Strangely, Salazar says my right arm, and Leon says right hand.
Well, yeah. Sort of.
I've been expecting you, my brethrens.
No thanks, bro.
I've been expecting you, my brethrens.
We're not the same as you.
That last one was really hard to translate directly, so I'm actually starting to appreciate the genius simplicity of
no thanks, bro.
And a huge thank you to Kai for lending us his voice. He's incredibly busy making all kinds of top-tier Resident Evil content, so it was amazing that he would share his time. I've said this in other videos, but make sure to check out Inkribbon on YouTube if you somehow haven't already. And let me know in the comments how these translated into other languages.
Well then, why don't you show me what a first-class script is like?
Number 43. Salazar's laughter echoes from the void. In the shooting gallery in Chapter 4.1, an old castle is on the background. When the background is lifted, you will hear Salazar's laugh when you shoot the space shown here with the rifle. Even if you hit the target, your hit combo will be reset. Just another one of Salazar's tricks, huh?
Don't fall for this old trick.
There are more tricks in the 2 background mats when playing the rapid fire option that will cause different reactions when you shoot certain parts. These reactions occur only once per round. In the cabin, shoot the trees and dozens of birds will take flight. Shoot the chimney and the room will fill with smoke. Shoot the window to hear a Ganado scream. Shoot the nest and a swarm of bugs will fly around. In the old castle, shoot the crescent moon and the room will light up. Shoot the night sky after a shooting star, and a meteor will fall and break the target. This counts as a headshot. Shoot the castle, and you can usually hear Salazar laughing. If you shoot the crescent moon and set the lights to moonlight, the fireworks will go off and you'll get 300 bonus points. Number 42. The secret of the merchant in the shooting range. Speaking of the shooting range, the merchant that Leon encounters in various places is weak and dies quickly. However, the merchant in the shooting range seems to be a special being and never runs out of health, regardless of which weapon it's attacked with. The author writes, "Here he stands calmly in a sea of fire. What amazing life force." Number 41. Leon's exquisite jump. There are a total of 3 places you can perform tricks on the jet ski by holding L1 and R1 when you go off a jump. The first place is a backward somersault. The second and third are roll jumps. Number 40. Don't give up, even if there is little time left. If you retry or continue with less than 1 minute 30 remaining when you pass a certain checkpoint, the timer will always start with 1 minute 30 seconds, giving you enough time to escape. Number 39. Skip the video to escape sooner. If you skip the scene immediately after defeating Sadler, your starting point will be different. There's a chance you may start right next to the elevator, so try this to shorten your escape time. However, if you defeat Sadler with a rocket launcher, your starting point will be the same as if you didn't skip it. The book says this doesn't work on the PlayStation 2 version. Number 38. Where the hell is Mike?
Sorry, bad traffic.
Mike appears in Chapter 5-4, but when you look into the helicopter, surprisingly, there's no one there. Gone drinking already? Even though there's no one there, you'd be crazy to shoot him. Number 37. All you can hunt Plaga. The Plagas crawling around in the lower level of the Salazar fight will continually respawn, so if you take a position at the bottom where Salazar can't reach you, you can keep killing the Plagas and replenish your ammunition. But be careful, because your game rank will rise quickly if you do this. For a breakdown of how the rank system works, stick around to the end of this video. Number 36. How to pick up items that fell on the tracks. Items dropped by enemies defeated on the tracks can be picked up the moment you pass over them. Just don't mess up like I did. After the cart ride, check the pile of bones on the left and you'll collect the gold from enemies you killed. Number 35. The disappearing Gatling turret. The red-robed cultist in the castle salon runs away from Leon and eventually attacks with the Gatling turret. After it appears, go back to the castle cathedral and then return to the salon. The other enemies will respawn, but the Gatling gun will disappear. The red cultist will attack Leon with his bare hands instead. This may not work on PS2. Number 34. The mysterious boulder. There is a boulder on the path leading from the mining site to the castle. You can shoot the guards and the bullets will pass directly through the rock. Not only bullets, but also grenades. But when I actually tried this, the area the bullets can pass through seemed pretty small. And look, I made it without a single boulder punching joke. Number 33. Can you kill 2 El Gigantes at once? When you fight 2 El Gigantes in the blast furnace, you can pull the lever to drop one and defeat it. Unfortunately, you can't drop both of them at the same time. One of them will warp out of harm's way. Number 32. Increase the effectiveness of incendiaries. Throw an incendiary into a minecart and the flames will cover a wider area. You can burn more enemies than usual. But if you throw it in the direction the vehicle is moving, Leon will be caught in the flames too. Number 31. Garrodor ignores the sound of explosions. Normally a Garrodor will head towards the sound of an explosion, but if you throw a grenade from a high place to a lower one, or vice versa, the Garrodor may ignore the sound and instead go towards the character. Number 30. Power of the excavator, Leon's warp. In the passage where you're attacked by the excavator, Ashley gets caught behind the bars and left behind. But what if you push Ashley into the room first? Well, Leon will warp into the room, leaving Ashley behind. Sorry about that. Number 29. Go through the iron bars quickly. When playing as Ashley, you only need to lift the iron bars slightly below Ashley's height. If you walk, you won't pass under, but if you run, you can make it. This way you can stop enemies from following, and save a little time. This doesn't seem to work on the HD remaster though. Number 28. How to free Ashley in one shot. When destroying the brackets holding Ashley, use a grenade or rocket launcher to destroy them all at once. Use a rocket launcher and aim exactly here.
Talk about near-death experience.
Use a grenade from here. Make even the slightest mistake and Ashley will be caught in the explosion, and it'll be game over. Number 27. Stop enemies from spawning. After stopping the runaway truck, keep looking at the gate you came from and back up the slope. As a result, the villagers who are supposed to be chasing you will not appear. If you keep going, you won't have to worry about enemies catching up. Number 26. Death to Traitors. Luis Frenzy. At the end of Chapter 2-2, if you accidentally shoot Luis, he'll get angry and say different things.
Shot me. Were you trying to kill me?
Keep shooting, and it'll be game over.
Adios, Leon.
Number 25. Don't be so rough. If you save the dog, it will help you later in the fight against El Gigante. You can free it by shooting the trap, but the dog doesn't seem to appreciate such rough methods and won't appear to help you later. Number 24. The mystery of the bullet hole in the portrait. In the event scene at the beginning of Chapter 1-3, a bullet is shot into the portrait of Sadler. But strangely, when you check the room after the scene, the window will be broken as it should be, but there's nothing left on the portrait. Is this the true extent of Sadler's power? Number 23. The invisible force holding the door. When Leon is trapped in the house at the beginning, you can attack the villagers trying to hold the door. However, even if you kill them all, the door can't be opened and you'll get a message. They must be pressing against it from the other side. So, who are they? Number 22. Let's hear what the cops have to say.
Forget your makeup or something? No estés odiando. Get this over with, will you?
What's the matter? Did you lose your nerve? Hey, stop fooling around. Not that way, cowboy.
Number 21, which is actually number 20, but you'll see why I swapped them. Gain an advantage by skipping event scenes. When enemies appear or a mechanism is activated, there may be an event scene. You can skip some of those and take action immediately. It may be possible to attack before the enemy approaches. Here are some examples. If you skip the scene where you're trapped by the cage, you can escape before the enemies surround you. Skip the laser scene as fast as possible, and you can run forward past the 2 lasers, but not the 3rd. Number 20. You can't cheat the countdown. I just talked about skipping scenes to get ahead, but even if you skip a scene with a countdown, you won't get extra time. The timer will begin from the point when the scene would have ended. Number 19. The various animals in different places. In addition to humans and creatures, there are various animals involved in this incident. Let's take a look at them along with their habitats. Some drop items and launch attacks. Crow, found in the village, castle, and island. It will drop money or items and will never attack. It will be killed instantly by flash grenades. Chicken, central village and raised on a farm. If you leave it alone, it will randomly lay an egg. It's a weak animal and will die even if attacked by an egg. Bass, in the lake and the water tank. There are normal sized and large ones. When defeated, it can be used as a recovery item. Snake, it will hide in crates, barrels, and pots in various places. They can also be found in the village swamp. They will attack when revealed in a wooden box, and will drop eggs when defeated. Rhinoceros beetle. It clings to trees in the abandoned village, slaughterhouse, and the fluorescent lights in the container yard on the island. When attacked or approached, it will fly away.
Hey, it's that dog.
Dog. It's kept in the field. It isn't infected by the Plagas, and it won't attack. Surprisingly, it can't be defeated even with a rocket launcher. The author wonders, does that make it the strongest creature? I don't know about that. Spiders, bats, and cows are mentioned together. Spiders are in the abandoned village, bats in the village waterway and more, and cows in the village center and farm. They can be defeated by damaging them, but there's no reward for doing so. Only cows will defend themselves, and they deal 300 damage, but they can't reduce your health to 0. Guess Leon still had a beef.
Kill me for the repairs later.
The PS2 version features fewer animals than the GameCube. There are fewer snakes in the swamp, 1 to the GameCube's 3. And in the Mercenaries, the PS2 doesn't have the chicken, which in this case definitely came before the egg.
Oh. Writhe in my cage of torment, my friend.
Number 18. Steel bounces off Ashley's head. Make Ashley stand under the shutter, close it on her, and it'll just bounce off. Ashley remains unfazed as the heavy shutter comes crashing down on her. Number 17. Fear of dynamite that never explodes. A Ganado's dynamite may continue to burn and not explode even if the fuse is lit. In fact, unless the conditions for explosion are met, the dynamite will not explode. Even though you know it won't, it's exciting to watch the fuse burn. I'll be covering the monsters of RE4 in a later video, so if you want to see that, don't forget to subscribe. Number 16. Leon's hidden psychic powers.
Psychic powers.
Put Ashley in front of the statue, and when you press the action button, you'll sandwich her. A strange phenomenon occurs in which the statue will move even though Leon is just pushing the air. This seems to only work on the GameCube. I couldn't recreate it on the HD remaster. Number 15. Stronger than a Ganado? Ashley's strike. In the house at the center of the village, you can block the door to prevent enemies from entering. If you make Ashley wait outside and then block the entrance, you'd think she wouldn't be able to come in. But call her over and she will destroy the shelf with a single blow. Ashley will rush over to Leon as if nothing happened. Is this the power of the parasite? Number 14. If you give in to your ulterior motives. If you look up at Ashley while she's waiting in a high place, you'll end up peeking up her skirt. Then, Ashley, who noticed Leon's gawking, will hold her skirt and warn him.
Oh, you pervert!
In the case of the special costumes, she doesn't have these reactions. Number 13. Ashley's various poses. Ashley is full of emotion and shows different behavior depending on the situation. If you're focused on the battle and didn't have time to take a closer look, here they are. When you stop to check the surroundings, her expression is unsettled. She will crouch to avoid weapons. Be careful not to shoot her. When Leon makes a great shot, she does a guts pose. It can be seen by shooting enemies and making them fall. When rescuing her from the trap, if you leave the bottom bracket, she will be left like this. Number 12. Become an egg master. Eggs laid by chickens are small in size and can be used as recovery items. Chickens lay 1 egg every time the map changes, so if you want to collect eggs, go back and forth between the village center and farm to pick them up. The timing varies, and sometimes they will lay an egg immediately and sometimes after 10 minutes. The key is to keep switching maps without staying too long. Number 11. The egg can be used as a weapon? Eggs, which are a recovery item, can be equipped as weapons and thrown as hand grenades. However, hitting an enemy will only make them flinch and knock them back. No damage will be dealt. The book says it has almost no practical use, but the character's appearance when equipped is unique, so let's take a look. Leon. He tosses an egg like a beanbag. Is his expression a little smug? Ada. She shakes an egg gripped in her right hand as she glances over her back. Krauser. His proud gaze appears to be looking in the wrong direction. Hunk. The same pose as holding a grenade. Maybe he doesn't realize it's an egg. Wesker. He stares at the egg as if he feels some kind of attachment to it. Number 10. Make the most of the Handcannon. The Handcannon is a powerful weapon, but if you don't modify the ammo capacity, you'll only get 3 shots. But follow these steps to fill up your ammo for free. Shoot all the bullets, throw it away or sell it to the merchant, get it for free from the merchant. The ammo count will return to 3. With this method, there's no need to keep ammunition on hand, so you can sell as many as you want.
What you need that for? Going hunting an elephant?
Number 9. Quick left-right turn with the right stick. If you press the R1 button while looking in a different direction, the body will face that direction and you will ready your weapon. If you press it for a split second, you can use that to turn quickly. You can turn a maximum of 60 degrees. Number 8. How to see the backs of items. When moving items in your inventory, if you move the right stick, you can rotate them. It doesn't help you to organize, but it might be fun to look at the backs of things. Number 7. Eliminate enemies on ladders by ramming them. Leon climbs ladders faster than enemies. When Leon catches up with someone, they will be knocked down and take fall damage. There's a special formula to calculate fall damage. It's 50 times the unit of falling time, which is 1/30th of a second. So if the enemy falls for 9/30ths of a second, you'll do 450 damage. That's the same as 3 rounds from your starter pistol. Number 6. The phenomenon of barely surviving heavy damage. Have you ever thought you're running low on health, only to find you barely survived an enemy's attack? This phenomenon, in which you escape death with only 1 hit point, happens under the following conditions. If Leon's remaining health is 301 or more, if damage is equal to or greater than his remaining health, it has a 25% chance of occurring, 100% when rank is low. It has a 100% chance of occurring against explosive damage. Number 5. Get the hidden weapons from the merchant. If you complete the main story or certain conditions in the minigames, hidden weapons will be unlockable from the merchant in round 2. Number 4. Try the special costumes. Clear the game once, and you'll be able to choose between 2 costumes, normal and special, at the start of the round. Choose special to see Leon and Ashley's new costumes. RPD Leon. Although it could only be worn for a short time, it's a memorable garment for Leon. Ashley. A white denim top and bottom. The design that emphasizes her chest matches the stylish Ashley. Ada. A combat suit worn in Ada the Spy. The glimpse of her stomach is sexy. Ada will not change in the PS2 version. Number 3. Extremely dangerous professional mode. Clear the game on normal, and professional will be added to new game. In this mode, the content of the game is the same as normal, but the game rank is always the highest and armor can't be used. The enemies are strong and you will take more damage, but you already knew that. Number 2. New Game Plus. When you load the clear data, you can start a new game with access to special costumes and hidden weapons. All firearms can be modded to their limit from the beginning. The following items will carry over to new game.
Is that old strength? Thank you.
Number 1. Unlock the minigames. Regardless of difficulty, if you clear the main story once, you'll be able to play Ada the Spy and the Mercenaries. In Ada the Spy, also known as Assignment Ada, you will infiltrate a laboratory on a solitary island to collect samples of the parasite. The Mercenaries, on the other hand, is a score attack game where you'll defeat waves of enemies for points. After clearing the story, you can play them from the title screen. New for the PS2 version is The Another Order, also known as Separate Ways, which follows the main story but from Ada Wong's perspective. The difficulty of the game is also determined by your game rank. This affects the strength of enemies, making them harder or easier to defeat. Here's what happens when game rank is high. If you defeat enemies without taking any damage, your game rank will increase. Once you make some kind of mistake, it will go back down. Here are actions that raise the rank. There are also situations when the game rank will change when you change maps. The lower the rank, the easier it is to go up. The higher it is, the easier it is to go down. Damage dealt to enemies changes with rank. For example, here's how many hits it takes to kill a Ganado with 1000 health, using a weapon that does 285 damage. The amount of damage you take changes in response to your rank. There are different movement speeds for each of the 6 characters. The speed will vary depending on what is or isn't equipped. Critical hits happen randomly. Here are the characteristics of the critical hit. That's all for part 1, but before you go, I want to give a big thank you to Ink Ribbon for his outstanding performance and generosity. I mean, he was born to play Leon. It was a huge honor to have him here, especially as a fan. I know a lot of you already watch Ink Ribbon, so please continue. And another big thank you to my friend Danny from the Famicast for helping with some translations. He covers Nintendo in Japan on his channel, like the cool Japanese exclusives, and interesting retro stuff, like the Game Boy modem. There's actually a Resident Evil connection to the Famicast, because it was co-created by Matt Walker, who worked at Capcom, and went on to make Resident Evil games. I think he's even a zombie in the RE2 remake. Matt's no longer at the Famicast, but check the links in the description. And if you have any complaints about the translations, be sure to let Danny know. And of course, thank you for watching. Your support is necessary for me to keep doing this, so if you'd like to help me, please click the like button. And if you're new to Raccoon City Cinema, I'm going through old Japanese guidebooks to see what secrets I can dig up. Currently, I'm working on Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 0, and more surprises. So thank you, and see you in part 2.